Ciao everyone, it's Marchettino and today we're going to have good fun with the ultimate saloon car. This is the Alfa Romeo Giulia GTAm. So guys, here we are at Balocco racetrack. Today it's pretty exciting as I'm about to get again behind the wheel of the Alfa Romeo Giulia GTAm. This is basically the most extreme Alfa Romeo Giulia ever made. And finally, I'm about to drive this car without any kind of camouflage, because if you remember, I got to drive a pre-production vehicle with lots of details hidden. So now we can enjoy this car in all its glory without any camouflage. And let me say, it looks pretty impressive. Compared to a Giulia Quadrifoglio, it's 25mm wider in the front and 50 in the back. The rear of the GTAm is simply impressive. I mean, just look at this giant rear wing. It's manually adjustable with 4 different positions. And wherever you look at it, you see carbon fiber pretty much everywhere. And can you see that? Sauber Engineering, the Formula 1 team, has helped Alfa Romeo to develop the aerodynamics of this car. So lots of weight saving. Can you see that? Let's open the door. How often do you see a road legal saloon car with a massive roll cage in the back? This car is a good 100 kilos lighter compared to the Giulia Quadrifoglio, and you can see where most of the weight has been saved. You also have some space for your racing helmets. Oh, and by the way guys, don't forget to lock yourself in the back seats because the rear door panels are empty. So more details to make it lighter. Also, this is Lexan, this is still glass. Also, Quadrifoglio aside, here we find an important comeback because this is the logo of Autodelta. This company was Alfa Romeo's racing division that back in 1965 developed the Alfa Romeo Giulia Sprint GTA. So guys, now let's have a quick tour of the interior because it truly looks like a race car. I'm in love with the seats, they're made specifically for the GTAm model, they're amazing and manually adjustable. A lot more Alcantara on the dashboard, you can also see the GTAm logo on it. Also, here below you can see the actual production number of the car, just 500 to be built between this and the GTA. The brakes are the same carbon ceramics we find on the Quadrifoglio, so in the front 390mm discs coming on 20-inch forged single nut wheels made specifically for this model. In the back, still 20-inch wheels, the discs are 360mm. One particular thing about this car is that for the GTA and GTAm, Alfa Romeo has decided to go for Michelin, fitting the Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires. So basically, on this car we find semi-slicks. The engine is well known. Here we find the 2.9 litre twin-turbo V6 engine. This time the power has been raised to 540 horsepower, 600 Nm of torque. Alfa Romeo has done lots of work also in order to improve the cooling system of the engine, transmission, as well as the LSD. So it's not just about increasing the power. In the back, we doesn't only find this amazing carbon fiber rear diffuser, but also here we find a full titanium exhaust system made by Akrapovic. In the front, we can notice this lovely carbon fiber splitter, and as you can see, it's manually adjustable with 2 different positions. New spring, new shock absorbers. As you can tell, Alfa Romeo has done a lot of work on this car. And well, it's time to see how this car like to drive, so let's go for a test drive. So guys, here we are driving the Giulia GTAm on public roads. As you know, I already got a glimpse of this car around the track. We're going to do that later, but for now I'm very curious to see how this car like to drive on public roads, because you see this car, it's quite extreme. There's a roll cage in the back, it's very loud, it's very low, it's also stiffer, but I wonder, can you actually daily drive or use this car on public roads and pretend it to be also a comfortable saloon car? Well, first impressions, I'm impressed because on the Marchettino I'm driving in N mode, which is the soft setting, and
it doesn't feel so different compared to a Giulia quadrifoglio. In this setting, the suspension are quite soft and they're able to absorb most of the potholes and roughness of the road. And this, basically, it's a road legal race car. Behind the wheel, you truly feel like a racing driver. The driving position is very low, I quite like it. You feel wrapped around these carbon seats, whereas the suspensions do a very good job to absorb the roughness of the road. These seats are not very comfortable because they've been designed first to offer the maximum performance around the racetrack. The steering wheel is so sharp, super fast and reactive. If you already enjoyed the Giulia quadrifoglio, the GTAm is like 10 times more. Let's switch to dynamic mode to see how this car is like to drive when you want to have fun with it. Suspensions have become a little bit stiffer, and in this setting you find out immediately what this car is capable to do. Woo! Traction control is still on. Maybe I need to eat up the semi-slicks a little bit more. In dynamic mode, well, you can hear that. The valves are open. It's so loud due to the lack of back seats, and you can bet that on this car you don't need to announce the engine noise through the speakers like most car companies do these days. It's properly loud. This Akrapovic exhaust truly announces the noise of this twin turbo V6. And once you start to build up confidence with this car, my goodness, it's freaking fast. You can truly appreciate the lightweight of this car. You don't really tell you're driving a big saloon car. It's so sharp, reactive, it's capable to do amazing things if you know to drive it. I think that on public roads, you don't really tell a big difference between the GTA and GTAm. You need a racetrack in order to feel the differences. If you want to unleash the real performance, the real capacities of this car, you definitely need to have your own personal garage just next to your local racetrack. That will be perfect. But so far, I'm impressed because just look at it. It looks so extreme, it's extreme. But if you want it, you can actually daily drive it and use it around public roads without too many problems. I think those that want more comfort are going for the GTA, and those who are crazy, they are going for the GTAm. If I had the money and the chance to buy it, I will definitely go for this one. The sensations, the fun factor this car is able to convey is simply priceless. If you think that these days most car makers tend to make cars that are dull, boring, quiet, it's amazing to see that Alfa Romeo has gone in the exact opposite direction to make a car that is able to represent in the best possible way the made in Italy, the passion, the enhancement of the real driving pleasure. And now guys, let's go on the track. As you can tell by the seat belts and the helmet, we're about to enjoy this car around the track. Semi-slicks and brakes are already heated up, so we are already driving with the traction control, stability control off, the most extreme setup. So, let's go! First chicane, second gear, and now long left turn, completely flat out. Off this corner at 250 kilometers per hour. Now we have some very hard braking. These seat belts are quite annoying on public roads, but for the racetrack they are perfect. Flat out again. My goodness, the noise this car makes. drive with the electronics off. Getting sideways at 150. Let's try to play with the rear one more time. Oh my goodness! There is a giant cloud behind me! That was massive! Yeah, I can see now the semi-slicks are probably heated up. But driving this car around the track, it's impressive. It's so fun around public roads, but yeah, the racetrack is definitely its natural habitat. Around the track, you truly appreciate the performance of this car. And you're just simply speechless at the steering wheel because you don't feel like this car is a big saloon car. It feels so light, so agile, and you drive it sideways all the time. If I had this car, I'm not sure how much the tires would last. Let's do one more lap. In is so sharp, so reactive. This is definitely the best saloon car I have ever driven in my life. The more you build up the speed, the more this car feels creepy and stable. It's amazing. As I said, guys, this product is simply amazing. There is no other car on the market like the Giulia GTA or Giulia GTAm. Driving it is simply rewarding. It's fantastic. Wow, what a machine. This car is truly special. The 500 lucky chaps that managed to place an order of this. Wow. Lucky boys. We've also been lucky with the weather because as you can see now it's starting to rain, and rain plus semi-slicks, it's not always the best combination.
So guys, that was it, the Alfa Romeo Giulia GTAm. What an incredible car. It's the second time I'm driving this car around the track, so I already knew what to expect from this car, but still, whenever you get behind the wheel of this car, it's always a big emotion. You feel the heart pumping so fast. And around the track, this car feels at home. It's impressive. It's truly fast. But I've also been impressed by the double personality of this car because just look at it. It's the most extreme Alfa Romeo Giulia ever made, but still driving it around public roads with the right setting, it feels very close to a standard Giulia. It's so comfy. You can daily drive it. And then you hit the track, turn the traction control off, and you have a great time. And here's, guys, the second GTAm I got to drive today.
It's been an amazing day. I will never forget. This is such a remarkable car. Thank you Alfa Romeo for making this happen, but also thank you Alfa Romeo for letting us petrolheads enjoy this ray of light in such a dark era for us car lovers. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more. And as always, thanks for watching. Ciao!